Welcome, guys, to episode number 2 of Hayriye and Huriye's Dissertation on Turkish Pop Culture. And after listening to that wonderful song from Tarkan, you would have guessed today we are dissecting the popularity of Tarkan. Are we not?
Yes, we are.
And I actually want to sing that song now. It's stuck in my head.
Do it, because this isn't a visual podcast, obviously, but Huriye has been shaking her head and dancing along, so go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But I will stop myself because nowhere can I sing it as good as Tarkan does. So what are we covering in today's podcast? Basically, we want to analyze why megastar Tarkan is a megastar. What makes him so popular in Turkey and beyond, and how did he get to be the way that he is, and why do we fucking love him? Isn't that basically the idea of the whole thing?
Yeah, that's the premise of today's show.
So the first thing I want to say, Hayriye, is the fact that I did not realize Tarkan was 48 years old.
Well, how old did you think he was?
I don't know. That just makes me feel really old. But it also makes sense because, you know, when I was in primary school, I was listening to Kıl Abi. And, you know, when he did make Şımarık and was like worldwide famous, I was in my early stages of high school. So like it totally makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And I think the thing with his songs as well is, for example, when I was doing my research, I had heard a lot of these songs, but I looked at the year that they came out and I thought that's impossible chronologically that I would have heard it at the time. Like Kıl came out in 1992 and I'm like, nah, that's...
You were too young. You were too young.
Baby.
Yeah. So, yeah, you weren't. And the thing with Kıl Abi is, so direct translation, what would you say? What is the direct translation in English? Kıl oldum means
ick. Ick, ew.
Yeah, but directly, Kıl means hair. And I have become a hare. That's what it's basically saying. I have become a hare. But he's like, oh, you know, it's just, I'm eeked about that type of behavior. But I also found out lots of things I didn't know about Tarkan, which the fact that, well, I knew he was born in Germany, or he was raised in Germany actually, and is one of 6 kids. That I didn't know. Did you know that, Hayriye?
No, I didn't, Huriye.
So, he's one of 6 kids, and didn't do well in school. Therefore,
he was too şımarık.
So yeah, he was too şımarık. And anyway, so he actually loves Türk sanat müziği, which is classical Turkish music. Isn't that what you would say, Hayriye, it is? Yeah. For the English or, you know, non-Turkish listeners. And so when he's studying that, he's also writing music and playing music, and then he's somehow discovered and makes his first album when you were really little tiny, and is famous from there forward. But what I wanted to, if, you know, my computer's not playing with me, doesn't want to play with me well right now, so I can't see my actual stats, but I was reading them to you last night, and he was like phenomenal. When Şımarık came out, I wanted to read the statistics of how many albums he sold and all that. And again, like, these were the times where, you know, we used to wait for video clips to come. Like, you know, Kral TV was like the equivalent of
Rage.
Rage, yes, that's what I was trying to think about. Like it was the equivalent of Rage, and we used to wait to see the clips being released, and then you would see the whole thing of they're getting filmed, and this person's going to be doing a video clip for this song, and then so you wait and actually see, and it was just such a amazing time. But leading on from that, whilst my computer's reviving itself, did you want to get into his fashion and style? I want to talk about that.
Sure. So I'm this podcast's fashion editor and expert. I don't know why Huriye is laughing. But what I did was I actually, as part one of our thesis on Tarkan, had a look at some of his music clips and looked at the fashion. And so it wasn't only what he was wearing, but his hairstyle changed a whole lot as well.
The way he's dancing.
He's dancing. And can I just say, spoiler alert, that guy loves his midriff. He loves his tummy.
That's true.
He loves it. He's so proud, and I love him for it.
I love him for it
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for gold.
So we're starting from the very beginning. So the year is 1992. Mm-hmm. We are in Turkey, and this song "Kuloldum" comes out, is released, and we shared a little snippet of it on our Instagram, which you should all follow. Absolutely. Pals. We'll link it in the bio or whatever the kids say. But we start off with like a singular bench, and there's a dog, and he's just playing with the dog, and I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then the music clip doesn't make a whole lot of sense, can I just say, because he's got a few kids that dance along with him.
Yeah.
And one of them is there's this little girl in a dress. She's really cute, but she can't dance. And you've got Tarkan dancing what he's actually wearing. So he's wearing a pair of yellow tartan slacks, so pants, and he's wearing a matching tie. So the yellow and yellow is this was before Clueless, everybody. So
it was true.
Yeah. So he's actually set
Maybe he
trend.
actually inspired them with the fashion and the wardrobe.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think has happened. In fact, I don't even need to research that. That is what's happened. And he's wearing a black shirt and a silk vest on top. So you've got the black on black, but the silkiness of the vest adds a little bit of pop, right?
Amazing.
And his hair is short. And this is pre-earring day. So at one stage...
he doesn't have the earring here.
No, he doesn't have the earring. Unless the quality of the video I was watching was really bad. Just didn't see it. But yeah, this song is all about him making fun of a significant other, I presume. So a woman who he's saying, like, look at the mirror, get a hold of yourself. Your hair's out of place. What you're wearing doesn't match. Your makeup is horrible. He's negging her, basically. It's really bad. And he's saying, like, oh, you've got a ladder in your what do you call it? Like pantyhose, stockings.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's the whole song. Meanwhile, his dancing is just like dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, but he's nagging her in the song. So that's something to note. And then we go to 1994, and this is Hepsi Senin Me. So this song is very popular.
Yeah, this song was really popular in countries other than Turkey as well.
Yes, it was. But can I just say, a little bit of a controversial note here. I hate to bring it up, but there were 3 iterations of this music video.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah. In the first one, he's wearing a do-rag. So he's wearing, like the silk bandana.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'll leave that there. And this is where his fascination with shirts really begins. So this is where we take off. He's wearing a big white shirt.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Like a painter shirt? No.
I think so. But those are in now.
Yeah. He's wearing that completely unbuttoned. Completely unbuttoned. This is where we first see the midriff, and from here on in, folks, we are seeing it.
But from my knowledge, he actually didn't have like a six-pack or, it wasn't the clip guy bodies that you see now, like the whole gym junkie type sort of body.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, he had an average, I don't know, an average body.
Yeah, and that was pretty awesome for the fact that it wasn't about look at my muscles. It was just like...
No, it wasn't look at my muscles. It was look at the moves I'm about to do. Look at the way I am dancing because you won't be able to stop looking. So it was great. And then he goes... So in 1994... Again, he's got a song called Gül Döktüm Yollarına, which the English translation, Huriye,
is I have thrown roses on your streets or your paths.
On your streets.
Just imagine me going and just throwing roses into streets.
On the Tullamarine Freeway. So... In this one, he's wearing this black shirt, and again, the shirt cuts off at the midriff.
Yeah,
but it's long at the back, so it's like a penguin shirt, like a cotton penguin shirt. One sweet. And a bit of a plot twist here. He's got like these cotton striped pants, which you'd see a lot of people wearing these days with sandals and things like that. So again, it's my midriff's here, my dance moves are killer, look at me.
Was the Hepsi Senin Mi one, did that involve a car, one of the ones?
Yes, that was a second iteration.
I love that one where he lies
Explain
on the he lies. So it starts off he's singing in the car, isn't he? He's sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And that's when the song starts. And then somehow there's all these fans that are around the car and there's girls, isn't it?
Yeah. There's people of all ages, sexes.
All right, so it's all fans.
Yeah.
And then he somehow makes his way on top of the roof of the car. And I just remember a wide shot of, and I've not watched this in a while, but there was a wide shot from the top where he's like lying on the back, on his back on top of the roof of the car. And I thought that was really fucking hot.
Yeah. And do you know what it reminds me of? Crowd surfing.
Yeah.
A concert, like maybe there's a deeper meaning.
Maybe.
Yeah, because a lot of his music clips, there was one in particular, I was watching the music clip and it was a bit dark.
Which one was that?
I've got it in my notes. It's Hoop.
Yeah, I watched that too. I watched that yesterday. I didn't realise that he was actually dead in that clip.
Yes, he was dead. He was like a vampire.
I was like, he's got long hair, which looks horrid. Like it's straight and they've just made him look pale and he's just like stalking the girl from behind. And I was like, what the hell is he doing there? Like, I didn't understand the concept, but apparently that actually won an award.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that clip won an international award. And I was like, were the standards low? Like,
yeah, it was.
I don't know.
But also, the thing was, like, it's when you use that music clip and you pair it with the song, so you're like, okay, this basically, for the benefit of the audience, the music clip is him reminiscing about his past relationship with this woman and like all the fun they had, blah blah blah blah, and he's dead,
stalking her,
but he's
as a ghost,
stalking her as a ghost, and also the waiter at the restaurant. Like he was a waiter, but she couldn't see him.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the point.
But then he sets her up with this other dude.
Yeah.
By giving some crystal or something, which I didn't understand that either, but maybe I've missed a point there. But it apparently also got complaints to the Turkish authority.
I know why.
Surprise, because he's giving her French kisses. And then they were like, it's too out there. It's, you know, I don't know what the complaints were. Clearly, it was very conservative back in the day. And I was shocked. I'm like, yeah, well, that's actually quite hot, but whatever.
I actually saw one comment underneath the YouTube video that I was watching.
Oh, really? What did they say?
I
love the Turkish comments.
And it said, and I'll say it in English, but it pretty much said, I didn't realise you could kiss with your tongue until I saw this video clip.
This is like the first episode that we were talking about how we learnt about sex from our parents, and this is exactly how we learn how to kiss on Tarkan clips.
But also, I find it so bizarre that it's such a sad story. Well, it's meant to be a sad story, but he's just belly dancing away.
I know. Oh, his dance moves are incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I'm pretty sure you're going to talk about Kuzu Kuzu. Him dancing in that, and his body is very much toned, and you can see he's worked out in that one.
That's when he starts evolving into Tarkan 2.0. That's, again, his shirt fascination continues. So in Kuzu Kuzu, for example, that's when we... so the earrings come in between... I missed it. I missed where the earrings started, but it's definitely by 1997, by 2000.
Before we get to the earrings, there was always the obsession of the little goatee under the...
I was ignoring it on purpose.
The goatee and the one earring was the most popular thing in the 90s for the guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was very much in favour of that.
Yeah.
So in Kuzu Kuzu, which translates to lamb. What? You wanted literal translations, right? It's a term of endearment.
Correct. No, but I just laugh because it's so funny.
He's wearing, again, it's the shirt, but this time his shirt has a Peter Pan collar.
Yeah.
And it's got frills along.
A bit like a pirate.
Across the chest. Yes, a little bit like a pirate. But there's only one button that's done up, and that's the one right in the middle. It's a very much... You know how Shakira did that as well?
Yeah, so it leaves you wondering.
I mean, you don't have to wonder much. Everything else is on display. But yes. Sorry. It creates an illusion.
Yeah. And how's his hair in this clip?
His hair is long, so he's got a bit of a shaggy haircut. Very Zac Efron meets...
the old Zac Efron hair, though.
Yes, the old Zac Efron. Put in a bit of Bieber in there. Put in a little bit of... No, you've been in lockdown for too long. You really need a haircut. That's how long his hair is. Like, it's that shaggy cut.
Yeah.
And he's wearing bell-bottom jeans, of course.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I had those too. That was so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
What was that comment? What was that comment that we read under one of the YouTube videos where they said one of the Turkish guys wrote, we used to follow every haircut that you did, Tarkan, that we can't even look at our old photos. And apparently after this Kuzu Kuzu clip, what I read was it was the most requested haircut from barbers. So people used to go in and say, give me the Tarkan Kuzu Kuzu haircut.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Imagine setting that, writing that into the history books.
That's
something to be proud
of. It's amazing.
I'd be proud.
And I think Kuzu Kuzu was honestly like peak that dancing Tarkan, because then come mid 2000s, 2006 is when he starts his English album. I think he was in the States then.
Yeah.
And then 2008, for a while, from 2008 to about 2012. Again, I made up 2012 because I didn't write it in my notes. But it was just a suit, so he was very dapper.
Okay.
The hair was cut short. It was now like...
Maybe James Bond style.
Business, yes, exactly.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Well, we missed a big chunk of the most significant aspect of Şımarık. Like, what did he look like in that clip?
Are you talking about... Because, again, there are iterations of a lot of these music clips. He was a fond wearer of blue jeans, those dad jeans. Mm-hmm. He'd wear white T-shirts a lot and leather jackets. So that was really his look. And in Şımarık, in one of the iterations, he's wearing like a blue-collared V-neck T-shirt. He's wearing a shirt on top, and then he's wearing like kind of tight jeans underneath.
Is that the one he's walking in the neighborhood?
Yes, he's walking in the neighborhood. In fact, it very much looks like if someone were to walk past me wearing that today, I wouldn't look twice. Like it's a very kind of ageless look he's got there. Is that the outfit you're talking about? Yeah,
that's the outfit I'm talking about. Yeah. I think that was the first clip that he released for that. And what I really like about that clip is you don't see him just doing the himself. Like it's the girls. In the end, he kisses I remember a little kid. That's the last kiss
on the
cheek or on the forehead or something. And it's not just about him, but all the other people in the clip. That's what I really like about that clip. And I really love clips that do the whole walking. Like, I don't know if you were a fan of Mirkelam, but Mirkelam did that a lot. Like, he did the whole walking clips, and I just think it just adds this, different feel to the clip.
Yeah, you're almost walking around with him around the neighborhood.
Well, that's a pretty cool neighborhood that he does walk around actually in that clip. Yeah. So one of the stats that I now can talk about is from the LA Times in 2000. Actually, this article was written. July 2000. And apparently, according to Broadcast Data Systems, a company that monitors, and I'm quoting directly from this article, how often songs are played on radio stations, Şımarık is being spun around an average of 55 times a week on San Juan, WKAQ-FM, making it the station's 8th most played song. It's being played 26 times a week in Los Angeles, making it the 16th most played song there. And it is the only song, well, this was obviously in that article in 2000, to be played the most that's not Spanish.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that amazing? To be able to say that at that time is just phenomenal. Like, his album sold the most outside of Turkey. The Şımarık one sold the most in Mexico, and then that's when they realized, shit, we should get this guy into the South American market, and that's how he got into that. And then he was so big in Europe and Russia, and it's just incredible. The fact that he got to reach Billboard's Hot 100 chart. Like, he was, I'm trying to have a look now, so far in the US, Tarkan's self-titled album has shipped 50,000 copies and is selling briskly enough to put it to number 4 on Billboard's music charts, just below the Cuban singer Omara, I'm going to slaughter his surname, Portuanto, at about 4,000 copies per week.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I mean, to me, I know of him and I know his songs by virtue of being born into a Turkish family, but to hear it being spread around the world is quite an interesting fact that I actually had no idea about until you've just mentioned it.
So I'm going to read this other thing in this article, and I'll link this article to the notes so people can read it themselves. But Universal Mexico released the Tarkan album in Mexico after Universal France released it in France and Germany with impressive results. The album shipped 1 million copies in France and almost that many in Germany. Tarkan also reached number 1 in Denmark and is the first Turkish artist to sell so well in other parts of Europe.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's so cool.
When I read that, I'm just like, this is why he's called megastar. You know, this is why when they talk about him, he's got a whole different level. Whatever he does is, you know, right. And he's a good guy. Like, I stalked his Insta, as you do.
Cheeky stalk.
And, like, the guy, he hardly shares anything about his family and personal life, is pro-animal rights, pro-women's rights, pro-environmental rights. Like, he's so vocal about those things and he doesn't care what people say. He's like, this is what we have to do. It's just, like, there's nothing bad you can find on him. Really, nothing bad.
Nothing.
Did you find the same experience?
I mean, I was only looking at the fashion aspect of things for this thesis, so I didn't find anything bad. But when I was watching one of the video clips, so he actually did a song, and the original song was called Taş, which means stone, but then he did a version of that where it was sung for the Turkish national soccer team. For
in the Euro 2002.
Oh, well, yeah, see,
World
there you
Cup.
go.
Yeah, oh my God.
Thanks for saying that because I didn't actually have the year written down.
where we literally lost our shit because we became number 3 and I'm pretty sure there was still the golden goal rule, and İlhan Mansız was a massive thing then, and that's a whole different topic to talk about. But and then we, you know, went into our cars and went to Sydney Road and became Mario's on all the way to
I didn't get to
Lygon Street.
that.
We didn't experience all of that, but yeah, the Turks took on the Lygon Street and it was all very exciting times.
There you go. Well, I was reading, so I watched that music clip, and it was a lot of fun. Like you've got snippets of the Turkish soccer players playing their games. Yeah. You've got him in the street. People are playing drums and things like that. And I was reading one of the comments, and it said, this like made me so, and again, this comment was in Turkish, and it was saying, this made me so proud because this was the year we came third in the World Cup. Also, like a year later or something like that, we won Eurovision, and it just felt like they were pretty much saying it felt like the twilight years, and I was like young at that time, and it was very exciting. Yeah,
and I read that, under one of the comments, someone said they should never have changed this. It should have always been our national song for the... Just like even when you read people's comments and, I was saying I was stalking his Insta, people are just so lovely towards him. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this has a lot to do with the personality of Tarkan himself. So the fact that he presents himself in such a manner that he's very respectful of, for example, he can sing any genre. So he can sing
he really can.
Turkish classical, he can sing the Turkish folk music, he can sing pop, he can sing rock, like he can sing all the genres. And he's collaborated with so many different, artists and famous artists and wonderful people. And the fact that, he runs for these humanitarian causes and environmental causes. And on top of that, he's such a family-orientated man. Like no one's seen a photo of his daughter, for example. We don't know what she looks like. And there's, comments when he posts a photo of the back of her head or something, and people are like, when are we going to see her face? Does she look like her dad? But I respect that. I think that's for someone that has, 4.2 million followers on Insta and that much more of the 88 million Turks in Turkey and elsewhere in the world. He can totally have some things for himself, and he's more than welcome to and entitled to have that. And no one, and I think that just builds more of a respect for him as an individual, because he's like, well, you don't need to see my daughter's face to be able to respect the work that I do, because that has nothing to do with her. You don't need to be involved with, doing celebrity things and doing, I don't know, talking about people or gossiping about people. He doesn't get involved with any of that. And he hasn't done that from a very young age. And like you said, he was, 18 when he did his first album?
Yeah, I think he was 18 or 19 when he filmed his first album, which is
the beautiful fashion from Clue, or that inspired Clueless.
Yeah. So he was very young. And I guess it's interesting because a lot of people would have grown up with him. So people born in the 80s and born in the 90s would have literally grown up with him. And then I guess the older generation would have seen him grow up too.
Yeah.
So maybe that has, I can't speak. Maybe that plays a part in why people love him.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, coming from a Turkish background, we know anything that has to do with Turkey or being Turkish. Like, for example, we know that Robbie Williams' wife is Turkish. Right? How do I know that? Oh, because she's Turkish and the Turkish media cover that. Like, anything to do with Turkey, you find out. For example, I found out that Turkish soldiers were the first to introduce coffee into Europe because they left some when they were doing some work or whatever. This is
just by chance.
By chance.
It wasn't a gift.
Yeah, it wasn't a gift. And then that's how it was introduced, or that's how Wikipedia says anyway. So I don't know. But you just find out these random facts, But if someone becomes so, famous in some other country, or is, known or gets an award or whatever, and Tarkan has done all these things, then it's like, wow, you can do anything. You're still sitting in our hearts. You're still up there. That's what the feeling is. So in conclusion, what have we come to conclusion? In conclusion, what have we come to conclusion?
This is the part of my studies that I actually hated. The summary and conclusion part, because I would sit on the fence for the whole entire essay. It could be this, but it could be this. I think my conclusion, so my summation of it, and feel free to disagree, Huriye, because we're two separate entities.
Absolutely.
Is Tarkan is loved, was loved, and will be loved. He had some fashion faux pas, but we can forgive him for it. The end. What's yours?
Yeah, oh my God, I totally agree with that. He had some, interesting hairstyles and things like that, but at the end of the day, he's Tarkan and he will always be our Tarkan, very much loved by everyone in Turkey and beyond.
Yeah. And before we finish, I just want to give you a little quiz. I didn't prep you for this. Your cat is... Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry, Huriye. My cat was attacking our cords, so we had to just take him out for a second. Okay, what were you saying?
So I was saying, obviously a doctorate is not easy to obtain. So I'm
Yep.
not going to let you off lightly with just a summation, especially after I've given my one and you've just copied it. That's not how academia works.
Bloody hell.
So I've got a pop quiz.
All right, go.
I'm going to read out lyrics of a song, but through Google Translate.
Oh, okay.
And you have to guess which song it is.
All right, go.
Don't guess it straight away, otherwise it's not funny.
All right, go.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. Look, my arm is broken. No, I couldn't hold on. Difficult. Your absence is so difficult. I could not get. Shoot this stupid head to the walls. Hit the stones. Then forgive. Come and embrace. I glided. Do you know it? I melted. I couldn't be without you. Here came the lamb.
Can I say?
Yeah.
It's kuzu kuzu.
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. We still don't have sound effects. Congrats.
Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy.
You've done your homework. Congrats.
What's the next one?
So after lamb, as you wish, I fell on your knees. This time I set my pride on fire. I got burned. Throw me or kiss me. But first, listen, look into my eyes. Believe this time. I got it. And then in parentheses, know it. I repented. Oh, for...
Go, continue.
Put hot peppers on my tongue, on my lips. Here came the lamb. As you wish, I fell on your knees. This time I set my pride on fire. I got burned. Throw me or kiss me. But first, listen, look into my eyes. Believe this time. I understood the situation. I repented. And that is kuzu kuzu.
Did you continue with the kuzu kuzu? The first one was kuzu kuzu.
Yeah, that was kuzu kuzu. That's all I had. Sorry. I can do another one. Okay, wait.
Isn't it bizarre that as you were saying the English one, the English words, in my mind, I was saying the Turkish words.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you know, bak kırıldı kanadım kolum, and I'm just like translating
My
it to
arm
me.
is broken. Yeah.
So that's it. That's our task, or that was the task that you set for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
and
right?
And you accomplished it. A+.
How wonderful.
High distinction. H1.
I'm so good. So is there any last words you want to say?
Başkası olma, kendin ol. Böyle çok daha güzelsin.
Don't be anyone else, be yourself. You are much more beautiful this way.
Yeah.
That was a good translation. Look at this. This is fabulous. All right. We love Tarkan songs. That's our consensus now. In fact, when I do like runs and workouts in the morning, I'm listening to Tarkan songs as well in my mix. So that still gives you the understanding of
there you go.
my, I still think I'm, youth in my youth or whatever. But anyway, that's beyond the point. Let's just cut this right here. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, hit the mic, DJ.
All right. Görüşürüz.